Hey, mamas, peace and blessing. This is Giovanna, the spiritual love healer, founder of the Spiritual Love Sanctuary. When I first intended on doing this live, I wanted to talk about forgiveness. And then as I went to press the button, like Savvy came in and interrupted me. And so I want to talk to you about how are you managing right now with everything that's happening in the world. So one thing you'll notice is I never name the elephant that's in the room. I just prefer not to speak of it. And that's just my personal opinion. I do believe in, staying informed and, doing the best that I can to take care of myself and manage my health and the health of my household. But for the most part, I try to stay, like, as soon as I see a post or all this extra stuff happening on social media, like, I'm very much in and out. I do some social media management, so I am on social media, but the type of content that I see for the most part is always uplifting and inspirational, helpful, encouraging, so that's okay. But just in general, it's heavy. There is a very heavy energy, and it's a little overwhelming and stressful being on social media. So you may have noticed I have not been as active on, doing live videos the maybe last couple of weeks. And it's because I needed to pull back, and I also don't want to add to other people's, to add more stimulation, right? But I can say that things have been very tense as far as just everything, right? We don't know what's going to happen. We're all shifting through all of this together. And I know a lot of people, their work has been impacted, or maybe you still have to work and you're, trying to figure out everything. Either way, it is a lot. And, or if are now working from home and you have your little ones there, that's a lot. Trust me. I know, because I have been doing that for years, and it just becomes part of the process. So I had to learn to just deal with it and learn how to navigate. I like to work in either a quiet environment or where I have maybe some music or something going. With a 4-year-old, soon to be 5-year-old, that's not always able to happen. But I know for the most part, I feel okay. My work is okay. We're healthy. So those are the things that I try to focus on. I know that it's very important for me to be even more patient, because I do feel a lot of tension in my body, in my neck area. Like, I can feel the tightness in my stomach. So I am feeling like the tension of it all physically. And to be honest, when word of this first hit and everybody was wiping out the grocery stores and all of that, I did panic a little bit, because it's just us. And it's like, okay, so what, are we going to be okay? And my first thought was man, if I had some help, that would be great. And then I had to shift out of that, no, this is us, and what can I do in this moment? And I started operating out of that perspective versus if I had this or maybe that. And so that was very helpful to me. And we're okay. I had to process things like everyone else, and did a lot of EFT tapping. So that is an energy healing technique where you are using your fingers to tap on certain points on your body. It's kind of like acupressure. If you've ever had acupuncture, it's a similar thing, except you're not using needles. You're just unblocking energy with your fingers. I came across EFT tapping around 2005-ish, and I was like, that probably isn't going to work. There was something about it that just did not resonate with me at that time. I think where I was, I needed more tangible tools, but now EFT tapping is something that I really truly love, and you can probably hear Savvy. Because it's helpful. It's a great way to release energy, even if you don't realize it. And so, especially if you get nervous and you are tapping your leg, or you're fiddling with your hands, without even having to go through like a whole tapping sequence. Like if I notice that I'm doing that, I'll just start tapping on, this is called like the karate point. So I'll just start tapping here. And I guess because I've been tapping for so long, it kind of like automatically just calms my mind down. And it's like a very grounding thing, and it just shifts things for me. So that's, EFT tapping is a beautiful practice that I'm going to be sharing in the Freedom Through Forgiveness Challenge, which will be coming up very soon. And that's what I was intending on talking about, but I really wanted to see how you all were doing and how you were managing. And really for me, I've been taking things more so day by day, but that's not always a good thing. So having a routine is really great. I'm very much an air sign, kind of like, ooh, so routines and structure don't always work for me, but there are certain things that I have to do each day. And it can be something as simple as like when I come into my healing space, my workspace, I always light some incense. I say my prayers and do some journaling in the morning before I start my day. And those practices are what help me to like stay focused, stay grounded, and just being very mindful, because I notice my daughter is a little more sensitive now. Like she's been a lot more emotional. So having to navigate dealing with her emotions and my own and making sure everything is taken care of, you know, I think it's just important that we do what we can to feel connected to others. I've got a few different groups that I'm a part of that are meeting virtually. One is like a tarot study group, because I love tarot. I use it daily in you know, my personal and business as well. Part of another collective of other entrepreneurs and just creatives, where we just kind of come together and talk. And so creating these little communities, it's really helping to kind of like, again, have a social life and be able to connect with other adults. And I think that's really important. Savvy's birthday is in, I think, 9 days. I can't think of what the date is today, but it's in 9 days. And all the party things that I had listed kind of got derailed. I wanted to get her a PUPPY, but I'm not sure if that's a smart move right now. So I'm kind of like, what do you do for your child for their birthday when there's a whole situation happening in the world that's kind of affecting everything? But I really want to make it special for her because it's Big 5. So that's something that I've really been kind of sitting and trying to figure out how to navigate that. And I just want to make it special for her. And it's so funny because one of the birthday traditions that we had, I would take her to Toys R Us, which no longer exists. And she would get to shop and put things in the buggy, and that was fun for us. And so she still misses that, and she'll be like, when can we go back? And I'm like, there's no going back. So it's just really interesting to see how like our traditions that we had, they kind of keep, her poor birthdays just keep getting, life just keeps throwing us curveballs. So I definitely want to just make this a special birthday for her. And also working with her, she is a very high energy child, as I'm sure most children are. So finding ways to keep her busy, like right now she's got some bamboo sticks, some empty candle jars, and a couple of boxes, and I just let her be creative. I do homeschool her, and we do maybe 20 to 30 minutes of learning each day, and she's doing really great learning her sight words. I feel like she is on track and on target, and that the most important thing for her is to play and to get to be a kid. So there's not a lot there. It's just making sure that, you know, when I need quiet focus time, that I can busy her with something. We have ABC Mouse, so she gets to use that. And that kind of helps me, it helps her. It's a fun learning thing that I really enjoy. So at this point, I feel as though I am just rambling, but I really hope that things in your world are going okay. And if they aren't, let me know if you need tips on dealing with the changes that are happening, how to, manage everything as a single mother with everything that's going on. Let me know. That is what I'm here for. And I will see you next time to talk more about the Freedom Through Forgiveness Challenge. Peace.